What up, y'all? It's your boy Kiamo. The American Dream 3 out right now. Right now, we rocking with my man BraveHeartEnt. Check us out.
What's good? It's your boy B Hill, BraveHeartEnt. We back at it again. I'm back in Heavy A Studio, and I got my man Kiamo in here. What's good, bro?
What's good, dog?
Chilling, man. How you feeling?
Maintaining, bro. Yourself?
Chilling, man. Just, working nonstop.
Yeah.
American Dream 3, my fault, pardon me. American Dream 3 out right now, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how's it feel?
Oh, man, it feels amazing, bro. Like the love, man. It's priceless.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we've been receiving, from, everybody's calling it a no-skip album. You know what I mean? Nobody's skipping no joints. But like I said, bro, the love is priceless. Everything that's going on with
mm-hmm.
it. Yeah.
And you put a lot of work into this shit, too. A lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
So to do all that and have this album come out and get the proper love it's getting, that's got to make you feel good, too.
Oh, yeah. Because, you always want to be reciprocated with the love, you know what I mean? With the hard work you put in, you know what I mean? And yeah, bro, it's a blessing. That's all you can really say. It's a blessing, Everybody don't really get that opportunity to do stuff like that.
Yeah. So now you got American Dream 2, and then now this is the third installment of this whole trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Where did that name come from? The American Dream come from?
I was watching Paid in Full,
mm-hmm.
and I just saw what scene it was, and somebody said, "Yo, the American Dream."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Wow." This was when I was going by the name Soul, and then it just stuck with me. Like I want to do a project called The American Dream.
Mm-hmm.
So then I called the tape The American Dream. We did it in 6 days, and we put it on Dat Piff, and it was just getting nothing but crazy love, bro. Like I was 19, and it was just. We did that in 6 days, bro.
Yeah.
And, we ran a couple marketing things for Dat Piff, and it was just going viral. And then after that, people were calling me Soul the American Dream because they thought that was my full name.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, but it stuck with me. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, we rock with it. Soul the American Dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how, especially with this album, is the third installment of it.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to this album, you're talking about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
That a lot of people don't touch on, like certain subjects and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think of that term and I hear the name of this album, I really do think of the American Dream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because speak on that a little bit, how you're willing to rap about certain subjects that people really won't, or like they don't want to because they're like, oh, it might be too controversial, this, that, and the third.
I feel like I saw this, my man, the actor, he had something new coming out with his therapist, and it stuck to me. I just seen this little clip, and I was like, wow, that's how I feel about rap, where he says, in therapy, you're vulnerable, and sometimes the best thing for you is to be vulnerable because now you're touching other people, and I feel like me in the stage of this album, different avenues and everything that I'm talking about, I'm vulnerable. And a lot of people is gaining a lot of traction, or people relating to a lot of these issues and things that I'm speaking about. So that's always been important to me, like really rap about how I feel, because I wanted to be a therapist, I wanted to go to college and do that, but I feel like music is the closest thing to therapy. And, I just took that initiative and started writing about my life and issues that I see going around my neighborhood and with friends and personal things,
I like how you said that music is therapy, because I bring that up a lot.
Yeah.
And like you said, a lot of the songs that you have are very touching to certain people, certain subjects and everything.
Yeah.
Being a rapper and being vulnerable like that, is that challenging for you at times, or no, not really?
Nah, because it's who I am. That's the thing. Like, with my music, you're getting who I am. Like, I'm not lying about anything. Like, it's facts. Like, about anything, even if I won't say certain names about it if it's too much, but everything that I'm rapping about in music is true story. Either I'm talking about myself, or I'm mentioning my friends. I could talk about my brother, or I could talk just me growing up, period, and seeing what I'm seeing outside my window. But it's real.
Yeah. And I'm gonna bring this up. We were talking about this off camera, but I like that because what we were just talking about, you were saying how the Kendrick album, Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
And you were saying that's kind of you and what you thought of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And coming from Passaic, you know, it's like any other city.
Mm-hmm.
And what made you want to? What makes that you think like that, like Good Kid, Mad City type shit?
Because, you see, Kendrick had to think different from his friends in his neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
to be who he is, where he at right now.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had to take that same initiative, you know,
Mm-hmm.
really think outside the box to, you know, to grow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sadly, some people don't have. I'm not even gonna say people don't want to. People don't have the opportunity to do that sometimes. They don't think that it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and who can you blame? Because we never seen it growing up. You know, so I took that initiative and said, "Yo, I'm gonna do it like this and think different." And like I said, think out the box because that's gonna give more people more opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What was that moment for you where you were like, I need to think like this now to elevate myself?
Honestly, bro, it was like I always knew I had to think like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even with doing music, like I always had to think like that and move like that with, you know, who I have around me and like being creatively different with each project.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because people get tired of rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After like their third project, fourth project, they're like, he's talking about the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Which I had to be real. I just had to be different, man.
Yeah.
Different. My whole approach and also being a student and at the same time being a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are watching, so you gotta see who you're inspiring, where you're from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you gotta be a student and a teacher at the same time.
Yeah. And I could tell that you're really a student of the game when you listen to your music. The verbiage you got going on, the cadence and everything. Like you expanded yourself from a Jersey artist to what people would look at, oh, you a rapper now. Because when I look at music, especially in our state, I look at it as you're a Jersey artist, or like, oh, you a fit, like you're really trying to be industry, you're really trying to be a real rapper.
Yeah.
I feel like now you took that step over this past couple years, year or two, to really elevate yourself, especially with this tape.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Of course. The rollout for this tape was some different shit.
Yeah.
Which when you think of a rollout for an album, you're like, oh, we just gonna promote it, have everybody post it, this, that. You wanted to get like up and close and personal with a lot of your fans and supporters.
Yeah.
So you did, 10 listening sessions?
I did about, I think, 5 to 7.
5 to 7?
Private listening sessions. And we did the whole countdown thing.
Mm-hmm.
We was traveling all over, prepping, you know what I mean, before the album. And yeah, bro, it was a different approach. Because we want to show the industry too, like, these people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. And like, he has a team with him, you know, where everybody has a specific job, where people weren't just standing around, you know. And that's always been, you know, the movement, how we move. Like, we don't stay at places too long. You know, we do what we do. We mingle a little bit, conversate, then we out.
Yeah.
You know, we always try to come in respectful and leave respectful, you know, because we want to be able to be welcome again.
Yeah.
You know, so that's always been the approach. You know, we're business savvy. So back to that, it's like, these people know what they're doing. They know how to move. You know, we could trust him. He's a good investment. You know what I mean? Like, we feel like, and that's the key thing. Like, if I have to take the chances and move like that, move clean cut, so I can give y'all the opportunity to do what y'all gotta do, then that's what we doing.
Yeah.
Because nobody really was able to do that to me, you know, well, for me. But shout out to the artists that did lend a hand, that I got good relationships with. So I don't want to just say nobody, but there has been people that did that.
Yeah.
You know?
But nobody's really, there's not a lot of people who are willing to carry that load on their back and be like, let's go.
I think a lot of people are, not say willingly, but like I said, people don't have the opportunity. Some people ain't blessed with the team that I have, so I could do that. You know, where there's been times where, you know, my team will handle things where I could just rap, you know, just focus on rap. You know, but there's also been times where I focus on, you know, I have the strategy, I have everything going on. Like this whole album, it was, I had the strategy. I thought of this whole game plan,
like the rollout, the countdown, all that,
everything. And I just, and the team just followed behind. Yeah, because they know, like, Malk not gonna lead us into a hole. And when they know Malk, that's my real name. They call Malk. You know what I mean? If you really know me, that's what you call me. But you know, Kaimo's gonna lead the way. He has the vision. And I had the vision for this album. I know this album was gonna be special. And like I said, every other artist that's in the industry doesn't have an album like this right now. You know what I mean? So that's how I know like this album is special.
It's like you're really setting standards for a lot of people, especially people that are looking up to you, or especially people from other states or in the state. They're looking like, damn, he really set the bar with this one. How can I go above and beyond what he did? Because now, like, especially artists from your city, they can't just drop a normal tape. They can't, because you're obviously gonna shine because of how you did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, coming from my city, like, I'm repping it to the point where when artists do drop, people are paying attention to people from our city. It's not just me. Like, I say all the time, like, I'm tired of people competing with each other and saying, yo, they the best, they the best, they the best. Definitely from Passaic, like, we got to think bigger. We got to think outside the box. We got to work as a unit, and we got to show, like, all right, don't ever be afraid to ask me a question either. So you see how I did the whole layout, the whole rollout for this album, but you got to take it serious. Either are you trying to make this a career or it's a hobby? Now, if it's a hobby, then, you know,
then cool.
Go do your thing. But if it's a career, then come chat with me.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, I gave up so much for this. You know what I mean? Would you do the same thing that I did for this?
Yeah. If
you're treating it like a hobby. This is my life right here. You understand? So that also got to be a lot of people's approach too.
They're not willing to take that extra step to be like, I got to almost cut everything off and just do this, stick to this, because I know it's going to work. And I like that, because you know it's going to work. You got the team, you got the support, you got everything behind you. And that's dope that your team will trust you, be like, you know what, you got it, let him carry this real quick. He knows what he's doing. That's got to be like a lot of pressure on you a little bit too, right? Or not?
Not all the time, you know, because like I said, I had the vision, bro. I study this, like not just from documentaries, and I just nitpick that move Hov did when he was with Rockefeller, that move Nip did, that move 50 did, that move Nas did, and I just sprinkle it and make it my own. You understand? And like along the way, we also meet great people, and you know, people that willing to help and, you know, add on to what we got going on. Like I said, shout out to Lucci, shout out to H, because they're one of the people also that helped build this foundation for this album. So shout out to them, major shout out to them.
Oh yeah. And this is where you held the listening sessions at too, in Heavy A Studio. How important is that for, not even you, artists in general, to have that connection with their fans where they can come, private listening session, and everybody be vulnerable? Because like the listening session we had when I was here, we were all vulnerable. We were all really in touch with everything. So how important is that to have that connection with fans?
I think, you know, for people that are your core fans, and sometimes people that know who you are, you know what I mean? But to actually sit there and listen to a project in total and actually talking to the artist face to face, I think you actually grow a different relationship with that artist. Like a different kind of respect for that artist. You know, because there's a lot of people, I guarantee, that probably the dopest artists, but like in real life, they're assholes. You know, they can't hold a real life conversation with you, you know? So then when you do actually meet an artist and his music matches his personality, and you're like, wow, it's a great person. Fucks with his music even more because I know who he is. At that standpoint. You know what I mean? So that's also important, bro.
And then that last listening session we had, I don't even want to call it a listening session. It was more like a listening party. And I like how you do this too. It just proves how good of a dude you are, bro. You bring artists together, everybody together, and you got Quentin with you always.
That's my brother, man. That's my brother.
So it's like you're really connecting and helping everybody else get connections with other people too, which is fucking dope.
No, that's throwing the alley-oop, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's dope when artists have, you know, a couple features on their albums and stuff like that, and with different styles on their album, and that's how you make great music. You know, LA do it all the time. New York do it all the time. You know, it's time for us to start doing that with each other. Yo, I got a verse for you. Yo, you dope. I think you fit perfect on it. You know what I mean? And just grow like that, and we create our own, how can I say, sound. You know, sonically and musically. You know, show people that you are musically influenced where we're from.
Mm-hmm.
So that's key.
Speaking of the features, you got what, 3 on this tape?
You got
SF, Stars,
SF,
and Trey.
It's Trey. I don't want to forget nobody else. That's all I have, right? Trey, SF, Stars, Coleman, Funeral.
Oh yeah, Funeral too.
Shout out to Funeral. And then and then there's 2 skits,
Mm-hmm.
Dez and Speedy.
How did what was that process of picking features like?
Oh, it was
deciding who you wanted.
Oh, it was dope. Like, I always knew what sound. Like, I'm a big like I said, like some of my influences are dudes like Dr. Dre,
Mm-hmm.
Kanye West. You know, as in the having the ear for music. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and having people on like selecting people on certain records.
Yeah.
So I had to feel like Trey would sound dope on this, like his voice sonically. You know what I mean? Same thing with SF. And same thing with Funeral. And something dope about the Stars Coleman record, I had that since 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it didn't fit my project during that time. The other American Dream, Rise of Kiamo.
Yeah.
And it didn't fit Notorious Way. And La Cosa Nostra, we were just doing something fresh. And I just felt like that sound, with this album sound, it finally fit this.
Oh, it fit perfectly.
Perfect,
Literally
you know?
perfect.
And that's another thing with artists. Like, sometimes you're recording so much music, everything ain't for that moment. If you're trying to create, you know, quality over quantity.
Yeah.
You understand? And everything takes its time. You know, so word up, bro. It was a dope experience working with these people.
Yeah. I love how this album was sonically put together too.
Yeah.
Especially with the skits you got involved. The skits are kind of telling a story that will lead you into the next song.
Yeah.
And then you got, I don't even know how many samples you got on this album. You got a lot of samples, which is which was your idea too.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And they're all classic samples too.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be nervous as an artist, being like, "Damn, I'm gonna sample this track."
But that's the thing.
How the hell am I gonna do this?
I don't. It's rare for me to get nervous. Like, the most I get nervous for, and people don't even notice that I'm nervous, is before shows.
Mm-hmm.
So every time before a show, people are like, "Yo, you killed it!" Like, come, you killed that show. But before I get on stage and perform, I'm quiet because I'm locking in. You know what I mean? So whenever it's like having a rap to these records, like, I don't get nervous. It's like, this is what I'm built for. This is what I do. You know, like when Jadakiss was on the verse, it said, "This is what I do."
Yeah.
Like, he rap, man. This is what I do. Even if it was like coming to freestyle or spit, like, this is what I do. Like, this is what I train for. This is why I gave up so much and dedicated to my craft, to always be ready, so I don't have to get ready when it's time. You understand?
Always be ready, so you never got to get ready.
Exactly.
Ooh, that's a bar right there. Now, with this style of rap, I don't know if I want to say style of rap you're doing, but I'm going to say that. With this style of rap, do you think you can get out? Do you think, like, it's not going to be looked at as much because of how rap is nowadays?
Nah, I feel like because it stands out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when something stands out, it's gonna be something refreshing to hear. You know, that you could keep listening to. Like, the best thing is, like, people was hitting up my cousin from down south. They was hitting up Nas, shout out to him, saying, "Yo, your cousin's album, I ain't stopped listening to it all week since it dropped."
Yeah.
So that's a blessing right there. You know what I mean? Like, it just stands out. You know, with having different feelings too and stuff like that, where people can relate to. You know, during these certain tracks. So, like I said, bro, it's like, it's refreshing to a lot of people's ears.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And the single we dropped, it was not we. I don't know why I said we. My fault.
We do this as a unit, man.
Mama Say.
Yeah.
You dropped that 20 days before the tape dropped, I want to say. I think
I dropped it in September.
In September? Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to drop earlier, but we were just trying to prep things and make sure things was right.
Yeah.
Ongoing, yeah.
How did you know that was the single?
Oh, you just heard it.
Because I would have picked Flacco. I don't know.
Well, Flacco was second.
Flacco
was second coming, and at that, when we did Flacco, it was supposed to be on a tape H&M was doing, but that track just stood out to me, and I asked them for permission. Can I have that record for my album?
Yeah.
And they gave me the blessing. They gave me the go. You know what I mean? So that's what it was, and like I said, it was all strategically how we were supposed to drop.
Yeah. Everything.
You know, because Flacco's still doing his thing, but, you know, we feel like Mama Say can go more global. Flacco can give you more of who Kiamo is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these records are both getting played everywhere right now.
Oh yeah,
and they're both doing their thing streaming wise. So yeah, but Mama Say was something that was gonna. It's catchy.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? And it's something that can get played worldwide. And you know, the kids just say, "Mama Say, hey," you know what I mean? So it was more or less to that. It was fun. It was a fun record for the people.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's catchy, but it's not one of those like dumb catchy songs.
Oh yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like you're still rapping on it. Like you're still rapping your ass off on it too.
Yeah.
So like we don't see that a lot where it's like you got a single that has the potential to be a hit and people are really rapping on it.
But
you know
that comes from the era like me listening like artists that is a good thing when artists focus on having like, all right, when they're creating a project, what song's gonna be the one you push? What songs are gonna be the ones you market? And I learned that from watching, like I said, I watched a lot of documentaries and behind the scenes stories of like what 50 Cent did. Like you hear Get Rich or Die Trying, you wouldn't think a record like In the Club is on that album. You know? When you hear Hove, you know, he got certain records. Drake got certain records. Early on, Kendrick had to do Swimming Pools and stuff, records like that. And J. Cole had to do, you know, records like Can't Get Enough and stuff like that, you know, just so it could grab the attention, the audience, for people that don't know him. And it's like, oh, this is a catchy song, and kids bounce to it to, you know, gravitate to what he really loves to do. You understand? Yeah. So that's important for the foundation too, creating a project.
Man, I love this, bro, because you're like the blueprint of what these artists should be doing. You know what I mean? Everything, like if I was an artist right now, I would be studying someone like you. I would be studying how you did this album, the strategic wise, the management, the marketing of it, because that's how an album should be. Yeah. Honestly. And I just love how you really structured it. That's really dope, bro. It really is.
Appreciate that, King, for real. Thank you.
Yeah, so we got... Oh, let's talk about those skits real quick. Because we don't get albums with skits.
Yeah.
We don't. So that's like another refreshing thing to us. Where'd the skits come from? What made you want to put them in, all that?
Well, the first skit we had was my cousin Dez. He did Jules 2. He's on Jules 2. He sent that as a voice memo.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's why you hear the alarm in the background early on. Like in the first couple seconds, you hear an alarm. And like I said, he sent me something just as motivation. And I said, damn, yo, this shit sound dope on a, like, you know, this was on my album, something like that, you know. And during this whole time creating the album, I was watching the Wu-Tang series, so I got back into listening to like their albums and collectively how they were doing, and they were making a lot of skits. Yeah, you know. So it stuck to me. I love the sample behind Dez's voice is off Raekwon's Only Built for Cuban Link, North Star. Yeah. So I just said sonically that shit just sounds crazy. And then my man Speedy hit me up. He's doing this thing on TikTok, over 100K followers, and you know, he's really he really has a following. Yeah. And he's currently even building it. So shout out to him. He reached out to me, gave me a call, and he said, yo, I want to help you. I want to do something for whatever you got going on. Yeah. Something like that. So I said, yeah, send me something. He sent a skit, and he sent a voice memo, and just giving them a lot of motivation and doing that voice memo, and it was just perfect to add on the album as well. Yeah. So that's why I called them, instead of skit 1, skit 2 or something like that, I called them jewels, because what they're saying is very important to value. Yeah. You understand? So that's why they're called jewels. Yeah. And then the intro part of it, you got the intro, you got the news. Yeah. Kind of explaining what's going on in your city. Yeah. What's the importance of putting that in the beginning of your album? Shout out to Too Blessed. You know, he sent me that and said, yo, bro, you should use that for an album one day. And I was like, wow, this fits perfectly on this album. You know what I mean? Yeah. And with Too Blessed doing, and with this album, you know, that skit really showed you, like, what's their American dream, where life wasn't like this at one point. You know? And that's why Flacco comes in so perfectly right after, because it's like I'm telling you, the effect of, you know, what they sold drugs and them, like, forsaking what it used to be and stuff like that, then boom, record like Flacco, and you just hear me rapping about, you know, felt like more or less anger about things that I see going on. Yeah. Yeah. And I like that too, because I mentioned when we were doing that album listening party that this is an album for your city, your state, something they could get behind, right? Yeah. But it's also dope because it's an album everybody can relate to. Like I've mentioned, I could relate to a lot of the stuff you're saying on this too. Yeah. And that brings up the whole American dream concept and title, because you ask
10 people the definition of American Dream, you're going to get 10 different answers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's dope to see how different people will kind of portray the album and the title of the album too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
No, without a doubt, bro. That's important. You know, everybody have a vision for something.
Yeah.
You gotta have a vision for something for you to grow in life. Period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's, you know, I want to be the best cook. You know, you want to be the best at anything you do. You know, you don't want to just be good at 1,000 things and master none.
Yeah.
That's key.
Mm-hmm. So now, what's the American Dream to you?
It's the legacy that I leave after when I'm gone, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna determine if I really made it. And like, seeing kids like embrace, like, you know how Biggie, like being from Brooklyn, you like Biggie, like you take pride in being from there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you take pride in rapping and being good because you come from that area, and that's what it is for me. You know what I mean? Like, people taking pride of being where they from.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know, and know that whatever you do, just be great at it, and always have purpose in whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
Always move a direction. If you have no direction and no purpose in what you're doing, you're not moving for love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Man, I like that, man, because you really stand up for who you are and what your city is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you do a lot behind the scenes for your city too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you're really active in the community
Yeah.
to show that you could be a face in your community and do all this good shit too.
Yeah, like I always say, like Q will tell you, like, even when an artist is like dropping from my city, you'll never see me drop around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's rare.
Why's that? Because
I want to see everybody shine.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had a moment. Everybody win. And let me see what you're gonna do with it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you feel like at a point like, yo, that's gonna hold you back. You know. But I know when I'm a deliver, I know what I got. You understand? And like, you know, it's just a sense of urgency where I feel like moving as a unit, we gonna win together.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I tell certain artists, like I told Lasagna, I told Bella, keep working, keep doing what you do. You know, and all the other artists that's from my community, keep doing what y'all do, create a foundation. Because when this train go, you're gonna start picking like, oh, who's else from there?
Yeah.
You understand? So everybody always gotta be, like I said, be ready so you don't gotta get ready when it's time. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, you ready. If somebody walked up to you and said, yo, spit a 16 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Your best. I don't care if it's written, spit.
Yeah.
And people freeze up like, it's like, do you
Now
really
you gotta
want to
be
do
on-
this?
you
You
gotta
know
be
what I
on point
mean? Do
with
you
it.
really want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Or you want to do it because you see others doing it?
Yeah.
You gotta want this. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I gave up a lot, bro. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of people would have been quit.
Yeah.
But I kept going. You understand?
Mm-hmm. How hard is that for you to keep going? Because, you know, like, life happens. You're going to hit roadblocks. And even every other artist, man, fuck this, bro. I'm done. I ain't doing this shit no more.
Yeah.
What was that thing in your mind? It's like, nah, I can't. I got to.
It's the motivation I give everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Where people look at me like the blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
So if I stop, is everything else gonna stop? When I bring Timberland and all these Jimmy Jazz and companies into our communities,
That was hard.
you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Does that stop coming in now?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, the opportunity. Do kids get the opportunity? Who else gonna bring in the opportunity here?
Yeah.
He was the face because he thought outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's the thing.
Yeah.
If I stop, what else stops?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna start feeling like everything.
Yeah.
And that can't happen. You know? So that's important. I can't quit.
Mm-hmm.
And during them rough times is when I write the best music.
Oh, really?
My cousin Des calls me and says, yo, whenever I'm going through a rough patch or whatever, he says, you know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
And then you just back to work.
And then you think like, all right, how is he gonna do a better project than this? And Q would tell you, man, we always think this is gonna be the next one, and it'll be the next one after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really a better project.
See, that was gonna be one of my last questions. How the fuck do you top American Dream 3? I honestly don't think. Well, I don't want to say I don't think it's possible.
I know what you're saying,
but
yeah.
It's gonna be very, very challenging.
And that's what I told. I was telling Q that, you know, like, yo, I don't think I know. He said, man, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? He says it all the time. Man, I don't want to hear that because people thought the same way with all my projects coming up. You understand? Like, yo, it's gonna be hard to top this and overcome this strategy. But then we come out with something better. Because we'll look at like what moves didn't we make. And like I said, strategically, we always think we're all chatting. We say, we could have did this a lot better. So for us to deliver this project a better way, we have to start prepping earlier now. Yeah, you understand? So it's always little holes and little situations.
So
to make better.
Is that now like a thought in your mind now? Like you're already plotting like next album we fucked this up on this one, we gotta do this for the next one.
Yeah, all the time. Like we always think that, Like I see little peepholes that we could have done a little better, but that's just because sometimes we gotta take more accountability into what we do, and like I said, everybody just gotta play their part and do their job. That's it. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard when two people got to carry the load for somebody else, but now going into the next one, we know what we have to do because we know who was around and we know the foundation is there. So that's really key. And like I said, we're creating this project. Like I record a lot of my stuff on my own, so then I just came here with the files and stuff like that. Luch mixed and mastered it, the whole nine, So going into the next project, Luch already said, I'm doing your whole project. You know what I mean? So
I'm not being left out of this shit.
So Luch got Flacco, you know what I mean? But we want to do a whole, project done by Lucci and stuff like that. Production, the whole tip, and it's gonna be dope. This album is so dope that, I got a lot of new supporters and a lot of new fans. So like the next album coming around, a lot of people gonna even anticipate that more. Because we're like, yo, we just heard the last one. What's gonna be so crazy and impactful about this?
Exactly.
So I don't know if I was supposed to release that early, but Luch, I love you. We got, yeah,
we got some secrets out.
Yeah.
Oh man, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, how you were saying with you and Luch want a whole tape by yourself. So who is the producers on this tape?
I got Dizzy Banco. He did a lot of stuff for like Cardi B, Neek Bucks, HD been dope. Like he done a lot of stuff in New York. He's big on the New York scene. Yeah. I got KP Beats. He did Malcolm. He did he's currently on NBA Youngboy's album. He produces stuff. Young Devontae, Othello on the beats, Skur, E-Wing, Twano, New Era. Shout out, rest in peace to my brother New Era. He produced the in the news clip, that beat that's behind it, he did that. So rest in peace to him. That's my brother, longtime good friend, childhood friend. And yeah, bro, those are some of the producers on here.
How difficult is it to produce a tape with that many different producers, but they also want to capture your sound?
Yeah. But it's so dope because, like I said, like it just fit perfect. Like this whole process recording it, it was just everything was on the money. So that's why I was just so blessed. Like it was just on the money. Like, all right, we know this is on the album. This ain't going on the album. This on the album. This ain't going on the album. Like I recording it, like I knew what joints was gonna be it. You know. So the hardest part was just like the track listing part, like
putting it together,
organizing it the right way. And like I said, the last bit of the album was like, all right, we was gonna the Dawn was supposed to be the second song, and Flacco was gonna be last. But I said the way the album sonically sound and how it feels is gonna change the direction if I really put Flacco second. And it's gonna give people more a different, like, oh wow, this sounds different. Yeah. So that was a big key about this album, more challenging part.
And I like it too because, like, we were talking about the way you set up the soundtrack. Yeah. Like, you go from Flacco, and then is
Hate It or Love It.
Hate It or Love It, and then we get Situationships, which is kind of like a curveball. You know what I mean? Because you got Flacco, then you get Hate It or Love It. Shout out to Trey Budden.
Shout out to Trey.
And then we get the Situationships, and you're like, oh, okay, now where do we go from here next? You know what I mean?
Then it's a skit, then it's Malcolm, then Mama Say, then it's me and SF, Snow Beach, then after that is me and Funeral, then, after SF is $1 Million Baby, then it's me and Funeral, Me and Stars Coleman, then the skit, then the Dawn. Yeah.
I think Malcolm and Passaic Love Story might be my shits.
Midtown Love Story.
Midtown Story with
yeah.
Stars, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, Malcolm in that one. I don't. Yeah. that might be the one for me. Man.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro.
I don't know. What's your favorite song on the tape?
My favorite?
You gotta have a favorite song. You have to. Or does it switch every day?
I love Malcolm. It switches a lot of the time. I love Flacco. Snow Beach is real good. I love Snow Beach. I don't know, bro. I really don't. Sometimes it changes, you know.
It just depends on the mood you're in and everything.
Yeah. Sometimes, and honestly, like I haven't really heard the album since it dropped.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because you know, recording it, having all these private sessions and listening parties, you know. Yeah. Like I heard that the album like over 100 times possibly, you know. Even when I was sonically putting the track list together, I had to listen to it back to back to make sure it was right. And yeah, bro, it changes for me a lot of the time. You know, I love situationships. I love hate it or love it. Like, you know, we got the visuals coming soon, so like I'm even loving the songs more that I'm shooting videos to. You know what I mean? So that's important.
And Quentin shooting everything, right?
Oh yeah, Quentin, that's my dog. You know what I mean? We got other people that's on scene that hit us up, actually contact us and say, hey, we want to get some work done. Are we able to shoot stuff on your album? But at the end of the day, you got to talk to Quentin. That's my creative director, and for everything, that's my brother. You know?
Yeah.
So he been there from the rip. So even if he's not shooting anything, he always has his hands in the point when it comes to the creative director part, because he knows what I like and he knows the vision for this album. That's why he had to say, you know what? I got to step it up and I got to get more equipment for this album to match the quality of work. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta have a strong team that has that vision, where people know, like, all right, you creating that type of work, I gotta get more, you know, than we already currently have. So we have over 3-4 cameras. You know what I mean?
Now you need 6 or 7.
So now we need that. We need, you know, we already have lighting, but it's like, I gotta boost it up. We gotta make things stronger. We gotta make it more of a monster, you know. Yeah. So that's, you know, everybody's on point. That's the thing. Having a strong team is important. You know.
And that team still building?
Oh yeah. Like we still build. Like I said, with Luch and H. Like this year, we built that foundation. You know what I mean? Which I knew H knew me for a long time. Yeah. You know, seeing me around the neighborhood rapping and stuff like that, you know? Like these.
Yeah, because you said Passaic small too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Plus he knew me when I was going when I sold the American Dream. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And like this year was the year that we finally was able to build and create this even more, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Like we still building, you know? And like I said, we're even stronger. The core guys are still there though. When it's like shout out to Fleas, shout out to Dez, shout out to my manager Josh, and Quentinfilms. Like the core guys is there. Now we just continue to build and build and build.
Yeah. You know? But if you coming to build, you got to bring
shout out to the Hudson crew too, to my brothers, man.
Oh,
but we continue to build and build and build, bro.
They was there at the last listening session.
Yeah, my brothers, man, great guys, man. It's deeper, like I said, with those guys, you know, it's deeper than just than music. Yeah. Like I could really call these guys up and we just talk life. You know? And yeah, bro.
You just got to bring something to the table. You joining the crew. You can't just.
Oh yeah.
Everybody got to be doing something.
Also, that keeps everybody inspired, bro. That everybody does something. That's the point. Like, and everybody's great at what they do. Not good. They're great at what they do. You know why? Because they dedicate themselves into their craft. Yeah. And that can inspire you. And that's willing. Like you're like, yo, of course I'll help you, bro. What you need help with? You know, I have whenever Quentin doing things and whatever, I always like I help the artists. Like, yo. You gotta, you know, your presence gotta be stronger on camera because that's also helping him. And I'll never try to take, you know, recognition or whatever for that. That's my brother. I want to see him win. Yeah. You know, I'll hold the lights for him. A lot of artists ain't gonna do that because they feel like they're the star. No, bro, I got you. I'll hold the light. You shooting? And if I'm free, because I'm always doing something. Yeah. So if I'm free, I'm gonna help him. Just like he helps me. And that goes for anybody that's in the crew, in the circle. We all help each other, and that's important.
Man, you got me fucking inspired. God damn, I'm getting ready to. No bullshit. Like being around you as much as I have this past month, and then listening to this tape, it's just inspiring, bro. Like you got everything ready. You're willing to do it all, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, it's time for all of us to get to work. Like I got to push myself even harder now. You know what I mean? I love that. But let's bring it back to your city a little bit because you've been doing a lot. You did the DJ Drewski thing.
Yeah.
What was that? That was a little pop-up shop and a show.
Oh yeah, with Davies.
With Davies.
Yeah, we did that. But the most important thing, like the music thing, we always do. But we give back to the kids. Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up too.
We did the ice cream for the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Like it's like I always do the ice cream in the neighborhood. Like all the kids that get ice cream. Like whenever I'm there, I just take care of their ice cream or whatnot. You know.
Yeah.
We always do that, but that was off camera. Like I don't care about stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was so impactful was like I used to work at the Boys and Girls Club, and like I never seen nobody really take initiative. Not saying nobody had the chance or opportunity to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people just don't. You know, I said these kids never had somebody they look up to. Like I was one of those kids.
Yeah.
You know, so for me being the artist that I am, and you know, currently doing a lot of major things, traveling and stuff like that, it's important to like show these kids like, hey, if you apply yourself, do something, you know, you're gonna inspire the next.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like me giving kids ice cream, or me doing, you know, I do the haircuts and book bag drive, you know,
Yep.
For the kids that they're able to say, yo, I want to do something with myself so I can give back to the youth too.
Mm-hmm.
So then it just keeps going. You know what I mean? So that's important, man.
It's like you're breaking the cycle and you're building a new cycle.
And that's key, because you see a lot of artists do that now from my city. Shout out to SF. Yesterday he gave out 30 turkeys.
Oh, word?
So shout out to SF. Yeah, man. And that's a blessing, you know. Next week, me and the guys, we're giving away free meals, a couple free meals that we're going to put together and give it away the day Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, it's a continuation that everybody's doing something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't got to be in the same clique, but it costs nothing for artists to say, yo, I'm going to just show you some love, man. Just shake your hand and say thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And that's key. Like, I ain't got no hands on what SF was doing. And he allowed me. He said, yo, if you want to help. And I said, I want to show you love, dog.
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he's doing a lot of major things where he's doing shows and being around Fat Joe, Pistol P, all these big major figures. And like, he reached out to me and said, yo, let's work on something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the big bro effect. Like, like, yo, let's do something.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. You know what I mean? That was love. Like, that's what we need to take initiative to, coming from where we come from.
Yeah. What's that feeling like? Just helping your city out, bro. That's got to make you feel, not even make you feel good. That's got to be like you accomplished something big.
But that's priceless, bro. Like I said, it's like priceless. Like everybody that's on this team, like Corner of the World, that's really with me and stuff like that in the circle, they'll tell you Kiamo built this team.
Yeah.
And the way I built it was not ask nobody for a favor, but I saw something special in people.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like, yo, if you really apply yourself, you could be great on your own. But then I started creating, like I got tired of doing on my own clothing. So I said, you know what? Let me get my man Fleet. Mm-hmm. And let him shine and do his thing with clothing, you know? Then, you know, Quentin always been my boy. Like, always.
Yeah.
Since kids, you know? Excuse me. But Quentin always been my brother. So one day, you know, we were over playing football, you know, some cats don't know what to do with themselves. And Q was just taking pictures, you know? And he was like, I said, yo, bro, you're dope at what you do.
Yeah.
You know? So we took the initiative, and I got a camera. I got the Canon T3i. Then he started practicing. Mm-hmm. Then he actually started to fall in love with what he did. And I asked, yo, let's think of a name together. Mm-hmm. And he thought of Quentinfilms. And then from there, we was growing. And then same thing, you know, my cousin Dez got around. And Dez is like, he's more than a producer. He's more than a beat maker. Dez is like, it's my brother. And that's my cousin, but he's like my big brother. Like, he guides me through a lot of the times, you know? Mm-hmm. And then we brought my brother Josh in. You know, then I got my brother and my cousin, they all running around as the street team and stuff like that. And then we added the Hudson crew. And like I said, like, these are people that I really believe in. Yeah. That can be great at what they do. Mm-hmm. You know? And like I said, it's a brotherhood like that we got. You know, we talk almost every day. You know what I mean? Quinn, I talk to him every day. My man, I talk to everybody every day. Mm-hmm. And we just talking life. Whether it's 30 minutes, you know, we're talking. Yeah. 30 minutes is a long time on the phone. But we talking and we're inspiring each other, and we making sure, like, you know, tomorrow's Monday. Make sure y'all feel good, you know, regardless of everything that's going on. Make sure y'all feel good, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's important, man, and that's priceless. Just seeing the reaction of people, you could change their life. Yeah. You know?
A lot of people don't understand how important that is to make sure everyone is mentally good, physically good, in order to help the team grow.
Yeah.
Because somebody could come in one day, you can get a phone call, be on one of the phone calls, and that one dude could have a fucked up day, and now it's like a trickle down effect. Now you all fucked up, and you get on the phone with him, like.
And you gotta also watch your crew, man. Like sometimes you have that one rotten apple is gonna make everything else rotten, so you gotta make sure you throw that out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you don't need that nothing around you if everybody's moving positive and everybody, got the right direction. Everybody's happy. But we got that one thing that's slowing us down, holding us back. Sometimes people energy, gotta let that go, man. You gotta move forward. That's important.
Is it hard to let that one thing go sometimes, or not?
Oh yeah,
not really?
Absolutely. It's hard because sometimes you love people so much. You love them so much that you blinded by the things that they doing.
Yeah.
But after a while, you keep giving chances and 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 chances. Then it's just like, all right, bro. Like now it's different.
Now it's like you're a liability to what we doing.
Exactly. And when you reach that point, it's like, nah, bro. I got too many people that's relying on me right now, and I can't let that affect what we got going on. Because like I said, this dream it's not my dream, but it's everybody else that's around. Because they all know Kiamo go, the mentality and heart he has, we going. And it's not even that. It's not the money thing with me, with people. They know it's the opportunity. If somebody can give you opportunity, your life changed forever. Everybody give you money, your life changed for a couple months. If the opportunity is priceless, because it's what you can do with it.
Damn. I like that. And it's dope too, because you do give that opportunity. I've seen you give that opportunity. I've seen you pull up to these studio sessions and chop it up with these artists. I've seen you bring these artists together, introduce everybody to everybody. Yo, he do videos, he do this, he an artist, he a blogger. So it's like that connection is building. It's more than just what you trying to do in Passaic. So now I could build a connection with one of them artists I met out there too. You know what I mean?
And that's the key thing, and that's how you keep the name going. A lot of people scared to take them chances because they be like, yo, what's that doing for me, or how that's forgetting my name, But at the end of the day, when my name gone, you my man, you my brother from Summit. So now they're gonna be mentioning Kiamo and Summit, not just Passaic, New Jersey. They'll be mentioning Kiamo in LA. They're mentioning Kiamo in New York. They're mentioning Kiamo somewhere around this world, Atlanta. The whole down south. They're mentioning Kiamo. So that impact, when I'm gone, it's like unity. When y'all talking to my children, yo, your dad was the best thing. They're gonna forever embrace that into their heart. You need anything? I'm your family from Summit. You know what I mean? You're good when you here. And that's the best thing about it, bro. Like, just I want to see everybody do what they gotta do to feed their family. And make life better for themselves.
Man, what else you want to tell them people out there, man? What else you want to tell them?
The American dream.
It's probably a lot you want to tell them, because I feel like me and you could sit behind this camera and talk for like 3 or 4 hours.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Because there's a lot, but.
The American Dream 3 out right now, corner of the world. And shout out to everybody that's doing their thing and dreaming and reaching for the stars, man. Like I said, sky's the limit, and keep dreaming beyond life, and, always educate yourself every day, and, physically and mentally, you gotta be strong, and you gotta treat yourself right, because nobody else gonna treat you that way. So treat yourself right.
I like that. And man, we expecting some videos soon.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So the album's done. Album's dropped. Go get that. Stream that everywhere. Videos is definitely coming soon.
Oh yeah. And like sooner than people expect.
Shit, tomorrow. It's like, anything else in the works right now that you could speak on, or not really?
They'll witness. A lot of things, good things are happening, great things are happening. And like I said, the blessing, the man above, and it's going to be a blessing to witness everything that's going on. Definitely coming from where I come from. And like I said, people just got to take it as inspiration. It's inspiration. That's all, bro.
Man, I fuck with it. I really appreciate you for doing this, bro. For real.
Dog. You already know.
It's your boy B Hill, BraveHeart Entertainment. I got Kiamo in here. American Dream 3 out now everywhere. Stream it, buy it. Bootleg it. Don't bootleg it. Man, just make sure you tap into that shit. But look, man, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.